It's Mystery Gadget Teardown Tuesday. I found this in the corner on the floor of an electrical room that I was working in the other day. So obviously it's garbage, right? After all, someone threw it in the corner with all the other trash. So I picked it up, I plugged it in. It's dead. Okay, well, it's game. I'll take it apart. Let's see what's inside, what I've got. Check it out. Look at this thing. I found this at work when I was doing some work, and it was in an electrical room, just sitting there. I take it it's no good, and it's Alpha, made by Alpha, which is typically the company that provides power supplies and stuff for the cable TV industry. I'm wondering what this is. It says MCOV 150 volts, VPR 700 volts. I'm thinking it's a surge suppressor. And it says replace unit when lamp becomes dim or is off. I plugged it in, the lamp is off. We can try the same thing here. And we're going to crack this thing open and see what went wrong with this one. Because this is junk and it was just sitting there. So I have a sneaking suspicion that Power Surges took this thing out and they just unplugged it and left it sit there because they're too lazy to put it in the garbage can in his truck and dispose of it. So he just kind of tossed it in the electrical room and left it for someone else to clean up. So just to verify it's not working, I have my 20 amp cord. Got the 20 amp plug on the end here. And we'll just plug this thing in and verify that, I see a light on here. Now, that's weird. I plugged this thing in to an outlet in the phone room and there was no light. Maybe that outlet was dead. I definitely see a light on here. But we're going to open this thing up anyway and just see what's in it. I'm sure it's a surge suppressor. So say I found it on the floor. So someone tossed it there for a reason. So we're going to, crack this thing open. If I can figure out how to get into it, I'll have to probably spudge my way in. This might not end well. It's sealed up pretty good, but I'm sure I can get into it. Maybe I should just keep it as a surge suppressor. I'm sure that's all this is. It's just a surge suppressor, and it's designed so that if there's excessive voltage, it will clamp it, and clamp it with enough force to trip the breaker. That's usually what these things are set up as. If I get into this thing, it won't work. Well, it'll work, but it won't be sealed. Because that is definitely lighting. It says, SPD is not for household use. You guys want to see what's in this, don't you? It's going to be just some MOVs, I'm sure. Let's get into this damn thing. It'll pop. It's gotta pop. It's gonna open. It's gotta open. Come on. We'll get into this. A message has come in. I put stuff up on Facebook to sell, and I'll get a whole bunch of tire kickers initially. That's what'll happen. I'll get a whole bunch of people. Is this available? Yes, it's available. If the ad is listed, it's available. Don't have to ask me if it's available. If the ad's there, if I sell something, I'm going to take it down. I'm going to take it down immediately. I just sold a couple things today that I've been trying to get rid of for a while, and the ads are already gone. If the ad's there, it's for sale. If it's not, you don't have to ask me if it's available. And then I'll get people that will offer me 10 cents on the dollar for whatever it is I'm selling. In this case, it's a thermal imaging camera. I just sold one today, and I've got another one that I'm going to get rid of, and I got that one listed now. So I'll get all the tire kickers that will be calling me or messaging me, asking me if it's available, and 6 months from now it might actually sell. This should pop open. The back should pop off this thing. I know it's going to pop off. It's gotta pop off. Let's try a slot screwdriver. Needless to say, this thing's not going back in service once it's open, but we want to see what's inside it. I'll tell you the funniest message I got the other day, or actually I think it was yesterday. I got this message. It's obviously it's not real. It's someone, you know, it's spammers or scammers trying to get me to click a link. But I got a message saying that my ad on Facebook was illegal and it violated their terms of service, and that my account was going to be deleted within 24 hours if I didn't click this link. And of course, I pressed the block button, you know, because that's what the scammers want. The scammers want you to click the link so that they can get in. You know, oh yeah, click this link and we'll help you restart. We'll restart your account. You have violated our terms of service. It was a thermal camera that I'm selling. Well, I sold it. It's gone. It got picked up today. But it was a thermal camera that I had up for sale, and somehow that is violating their terms of service. No, it's not. It's a bot or some scammer trying to trick me into clicking a link. I didn't just fall off the back of a truck. I don't click links. I don't care who they're from. I got a friend that sends me, he probably sends me 20 Instagram links every single day. And then I don't click them. I don't click links. This has got a circuit board in it. What is in this? It's just gonna be MOVs, guaranteed. Let me work on getting this thing open. Okay, so this is a scam. This is a scam. This is how these guys do this, okay? So I've got my name, Hatem or Hatem. He says, is it available? Yeah. Are you interested? Yeah, I'm out of town now. Can I pick this up in 4 days? Can you hold it for me? I'll pay you in full so you don't have to wait. And can I get your details for the money transfer? No. You're a scammer. You're a scammer. You're not going to transfer any money. But you're not getting it. So I'm just going to say, you know what? You are a, can I say this? Oh, come on. Piss off. Scammer. Now, we'll see what they have to say about that. I hope they are a scam. When you see these ones, it's always a scam message, right? It's always a scam. It's like, nope, sorry. You're going to pay me now and pick it up in 4 days? I don't think so. That's not the way it works. That is how the scammers work on Facebook. They say, oh, we'll send you the money. We'll do an e-transfer. Or we'll send you the money now. You can hold it for us. Can I get your details? I don't think so. What do you think I am, stupid? Yes, the problem is some people fall for this shit. That's the problem. Pardon my French. And sorry to all the French people that didn't like me saying pardon my French, but you know, this is how these scammers work, and the problem is people fall for this and they get cleaned out. So yeah, you gotta be careful. You don't you're selling stuff, you don't ever accept e-transfers or anything like that in advance. You say, oh, you know what, you bring me the cash and you hand me the cash and I hand you the product. That's how it works. And here's another person that's interested. This one's using his name, Darren. He says, will you take 108? Yeah, I'll take that. So I'll say yes. And we'll see what happens. And maybe he'll come and pick it up and bring me some cash. If you're wondering how I'm getting into this, I'm just using a wedge to split it down the side. All right. Are we in? Are we in Lake Flynn? We're almost in Lake Flynn. I got 3 sides open. The 4th side should just pop right open, I would think. What is in this thing? There we go. Oh, cool. So, that's what I said. It's just going to be some MOVs and a couple fuses. And that's why the light is out. That's because the fuse is blown. So this thing just has 3 MOVs. The ground pin is connected to these 2 MOVs here. And the other 2 are connected to, one goes through a fuse here, of course. And that one goes through a fuse on that side. And then they are just connected to the other MOV. So you've got an MOV. Let's just get the meter out. We'll measure which ones are on which. But Looks like the neutral side. Looks like the neutral side is connected, well, through a fuse. Neutral's connected over to here. That's the fuse for neutral. And that's connected to these two MOVs, to one side of the MOV here. The other side is probably connected to the hot line and to the ground pin, because this MOV here, which is connected to ground. Let's get the meter up. We'll measure and see which ones are where, which ones go where. I guess I could probably just seal this thing up again and it would still be usable. But let's see where the pins go. So which one's hot on this? This is neutral. Where are we here? Neutral, hot, and ground. So the neutral side is connected to this fuse, which is connected down to this one here, and that goes to that's connected to which one? That should be connected to this one here. Right, so it's connected to two of these, to those two. The hot side over here is connected to this other fuse, that side, and this fuse is connected to these two MOVs. So one of these MOVs is connected between hot and neutral, and the other side is connected between hot and ground. And then the ground pin, which is this one here, is connected to these two MOVs here. So what we have is we have three MOVs. We have one connected between hot and the ground. The second one is connected between hot and the neutral. And the third one is connected between neutral and ground. That is how this is set up, with two fuses which have heat shrink tubing on them, so that if they were to explode or break, they wouldn't arc and wouldn't short anything outside. And then of course you've got just a diode here to rectify your line voltage down to DC, and then a couple resistors to light the LED. So if I were to plug this thing in dangerously, it will light up. This is probably not a good idea. You know what I mean. I'll put it back in its case. Anyway, it'll light up. The LED is here, and it's connected between the resistor and the diode here. Anyway, that's the inside of this thing. And of course, the way it's set up, these fuses here are in behind these barriers, which would prevent any arc over. This kind of sits in like that. So now all I need to do is just glue this thing back together, and it is good as new. But yeah, you could repair one of these. And the idea behind it, of course, is if MOV shorts, right? Because these will absorb and block surge and shunt the surge to either neutral or to ground or to both, then what will happen is eventually these get used up and they'll fail. And if they fail catastrophically, they'll dead short. If they dead short, it'll pop the fuse. Fuse goes, light goes out, you no longer have protection. But this looks like this could have been a relatively expensive surge suppressor. So we're going to put it back together and fuse it back together, glue it or whatever, and this thing will be functional. If I plug it in now, you'll see that it will still light up, which it does. It lights up. So there, I figured I'd tear that thing down and show you guys what's inside one of these commercial alpha units that is not for household use, apparently. There you go. Good as new. No one will ever know that that's been into, right? Okay, well, it doesn't have to be watertight because obviously it's not sealed around the LED anyway, so I put it back together. This unit is now functional again, and whether they work or not, I guess they work. My power bars have got them in, right? Your power strips all have these in. Most power strips only have one, some of them have two. This has got three-way protection to ground as well. And it's a good idea to have your appliances. Like, I have one of these similar. It's a single unit, but it has not only does it have this, but it has an outlet on the other side, which is just straight through. I keep my washing machine plugged into that because, you know, all the new modern stuff it doesn't take much of a surge to kill it. This one here, you plug it into one side of an outlet and then plug your appliance below it, right? That's how these ones would work. Plug it into an outlet, plug your appliance there, and this will protect whatever's plugged into that second outlet. Except for in my garage, it wouldn't work because my duplex plugs have two separate circuits. Top and bottom are on a separate circuit. But it's interesting because I plugged this in, you know, when I found it the other day at work, just sitting on the floor right below where our fiber, our splitter is. The cable guys, their stuff is on the other wall, and I found this below our optical splitter, just kind of sitting in the corner with junk. I figured, okay, this thing's shot, and I walked over and I plugged it into an outlet, and it didn't light up. I guess that outlet I plugged it into was dead. Maybe the guy that threw it there tried it on an outlet and it didn't light up, and oh, it's no good, and he threw it in the corner. Anyway, that's what's inside one of these things. Thanks for watching.